First and foremost, what are some of the biggest differences between indie wrestling and WWE?
Oh, the crowds are bigger in WWE, but really there's not a lot of difference. Once you have an audience, any kind of audience, whether it's 100 people or 100,000 people, you've got an audience, and then you can go from there. Wrestling's, if you give two wrestlers can put a good match together, it doesn't really matter how many people are there. But it's always the more the merrier. I think every wrestler dreams to wrestle in front of a huge crowd. So that you lose that.
What are some of your favorite components or aspects of indie wrestling that you don't get with WWE?
Well, I think you get. It depends on where you go. But I think when you come here, for example, it's very old school. It's very basic and very old school, which for some people like that. They like that it's not so complicated, fireworks, and it's not all about the show. It's about the wrestling, and so you get a very honest. You get an honest reaction from the fans, and you get the wrestlers out there they have to dig deeper to get the reactions that from a home kind of crowd.
Right.
It's a little more more honest. Like when you get a good pop from the crowd, you know that someday you can take the same philosophy or the same style to the big time and get the same reactions.
Yeah. How do you feel like the craft of wrestling kind of differs when you move from the indie scene to the WWE scene?
Well, I think wrestling's basically a performance art. It really depends on the wrestlers. Just in the styles. There's so many different styles of wrestling: lucha libre and tactical kind of wrestling, high flying wrestling. So it varies, but everybody's kind of got their core thing that they like. For me, I always like my wrestling to at least try to pretend to be real. I like to want to, as a kid, I always liked the wrestlers to make it real as possible. And I haven't changed much in the sense that I still like it like that. I like finishing moves and submission holds that really work and that look like real holds. Not moves where, like the pedigree, where nobody's face actually touches the ground or anything. If you always look at it and go, does that even hurt? John Cena jumping up and doing that fist punch where he jumps down and misses the guy's head by this much every time. Where I come from, I like my wrestling real. I want to see them make an effort to be. When they hit you with a drop kick, I want both feet to hit you on the chest and knock you over, kind of thing. And it's just the style, I think that if you've started out like I did, you start out in front of small crowds, and then you work your way up to the big crowds. You never look past the front row. It's always the same. You get the same thing, whether it's 100 people or 100,000.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite?
No. You're gonna wrap it up. Can you like in any kind of wrestling thing tell the audience to support indie wrestling?
Yeah, I would like everybody to support indie wrestling. It's very important. The wrestlers that wrestle on the indie shows are the ones that are going to be the stars of tomorrow. And if you don't give them a chance to start, you often don't get. Some wrestlers quit too easy because they never make it.
Thank you so much, Brett. I really appreciate it.